All right, welcome to 2026, guys. It's going to be the year of AI, and welcome to the AI Paradise Podcast, where I'm your host, Neil Jubenville, and I'm going to be taking you through all the ins and outs of artificial intelligence, where we got to, where we're at, and just what's going to happen next. So hang out with me so that you can make sure that you don't wipe out while you catch this wave of artificial intelligence. All right, so what's our first topic for today? We're going to take it slow. We're going to build everybody back up so that we can all kind of have the discourse together and talk about exactly where risk is and where value is, right? So let's talk about vibe coding. Okay, we see that there is a whole set of executives and management layers that are now able to use what's called low-code tools to create what you want to see in an application. Now, we saw this coming up through the web. Most of us who have been in the web paradigm, we've been building web applications for 20 years. So we saw this, and there's this thing called what you see is what you get editors, right? So this is where people said, hey, you can build your own website. We've heard of all these platforms, right? So drag and drop, talk, work your style the way that you want. Well, we're now entering a realm where the tools are so powerful and the predictive models for blobs of text to come out of these LLMs are so powerful in their intention and inference is that anybody, like literally anybody now, can have an idea of a mobile app, a web application, a standalone application, pretty much any kind of a program that they might want to run. They can now just describe it using human, natural language, essentially create the application. Now, what they have for a feedback loop, if you're a vibe coder, you're going to be someone who can describe directly to the computer, to the LLM, what you want for the program, and it will magically appear on the screen, short of a few commands, and there's different environments and tools and technologies that kind of make it that seamless. Now, that's your feedback loop to get changes, is you see what you see, you like it or you don't, and then you ask for change, you put it into the computer generates the appropriate program code, and then the screen changes in front of you, and you're like, wow, okay. So very quickly, you can build up your own ideas and your own prototypes, and we see this happening with executives and manager level employees and resources. This is fantastic because from their perspective, and this is the thing, is we don't want to put this activity down. There's a lot of people putting down vibe coding because of the massive security issues and the code quality and the architecture. Now, us as architects, we can understand some of those things, and we're working hard to make sure there's tooling to help these creative people at the business level, okay? But most importantly, these business people at that level, they know what the business needs. They know what the operations need, and they can begin to affect how that runs through natural language. And this is here to stay, okay? So for those of us that are in the software development world, like I am, and how we consult and how we build software, there's a paradigm shift occurring. We have new types of ideation and input sources coming into the software development lifecycle. The software that and how it gets generated is going to have new types of guardrails, new types of processing. So absolutely, vibe coding is going to be part of the future. Now, what is vibe coding? Again, it's the action and the process of essentially interfacing through natural language to a computer, a large language model, an LLM, to generate the code that generates the application. So you're coding based on your vibes. How is it feeling? How is it running? How is it working? Right? Now, one of the things that is not going to happen is you're not going to be able to have the vibe to get the full architectural understanding of the code. Does the code have the right abstractions? Is it built for growth in certain business areas for different abstractions, right? So these are things that you would have to either express them very specifically in the software development lifecycle with LLMs and Gen AI, and actually have systems and programs for that, or you just don't. And so that's the other problem, right? Is that when you do vibe code something, you do bring this business value and this great perspective, but the code that is generated is not necessarily going to be secure, be performant, scale, have the right abstractions to get you to the future with the features and the flexibilities that most people can actually engineer and think of ahead of time if they know what's getting created. Now, this is where the opportunity is that if you are one of these people, you do not want to engage with companies that are essentially putting down vibe coding, right? They're not going to be good partners. They have a different agenda. They want to take over the whole thing. So the real truth here is that you want to work with companies like one of our sponsors, Orbital Software Solutions, my company perhaps, get to this next level, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to actually take your ideas, help get that application into production, security harden it, provide all the DevOps, DevSecOps, containerization, all of the product lifecycle stuff, and really kind of help get the guardrails around this generative application development lifecycle. So that's vibe coding. Vibe coding is just a process and a method. I think it's fine. I think it's great. And in many ways, I wish it was here a long time ago. We are finding that when we use vibe coding with a strategic full stack AI developer, we are getting absolute insane gains, like literally 10 times. So I believe that if we had the opportunity to come into a conventional team, see how the operation runs, we could transform not only the product with new capabilities, but we could also transform the whole development team, reduce the cost, streamline, align, and really set up for the future of software development. So as we move forward, let's work together. You can do the vibe coding, we can help you out, and that's what it is. Just go after it. So that's our first topic, vibe coding. Double thumbs up, go get it. If you get in trouble, reach out. Simple as that. Thanks for tuning in to the AI Paradise podcast. I'm Neil Jubinville, and I'll catch you next time under the neon palms. If you're vibing with the vision, support the show at fundagram.com/podcast and help keep the content flowing. If your team is ready to ride the AI wave for real, reach out. I help businesses turn buzzwords into breakthroughs. Until next time, stay sharp, stay curious, and keep fine-tuning the future.